Another pick a card reading. All right. So today we're going to focus on why is this happening to me? All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So let's go ahead and get a few shuffles in. Why is this happening to me? I'll get a few more shuffles in. Two more shuffles. One more good shuffle. Why is this happening to you, okay? All right. Now, as always, go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Whatever number appears in your mind's eye, 1, 2, or 3, that is what you go with. Now, if you selected number 1, this card is for you. This is in the reverse. And this one is burden. Okay? So why is this happening to you? This card says burden. Number 1, the situation that you're currently in. This is, it's cliche. I don't always want to say whatever you go through, it's a test, it's teaching you, it's a learning lesson. Sometimes people don't want to hear that shit, right? Like, why is life all about tests? Why is life all about learning and growing and all this kind of stuff? Why? Is because a lot of times we may miss certain cues, we may miss certain red flags, we may miss certain insights that are revealed to us to stop us from actually going through the complete process of the pain, the hurt, the drama, the trauma, in order to kind of shake you up to see, look, this is it. So what this card is saying here, burden in the reverse, the particular situation that you're in, that you're going through, it's there to let you know that it's okay to release. It's okay to to release the burden. So you may have been receive what is it? Encouragement either from people that you know, or maybe even a stranger, or something that caught your eye. You may have even been watching TV and you saw a line from a movie or a series or a TV show that you watch, and you're like, wait a minute, that's speaking to me. And it's weird. You kind of like turning around like, is that speaking to me? Is they talking to me? Like, so we call those little synchronicities, so to speak, that speak to you. The universe speaks to you. Your guardians speak to you, or your ancestors speak to you, whatever you believe in, speak to you to kind of shake you up and say, hey, look, you don't have to accept this. You don't have to go through this, especially if the burden is not yours. Learn how to release it. And even if the burden is yours, this is the time to work through that and learn and find out how to remove this from your life, remove this burden from your life. This is the time. No longer should you be carrying this burden. And that's why this card came out, okay? It's almost like Spirit is saying, you carrying this past time. Sometimes we'll, carry things for other people to try and lighten the load because we love them. This is our significant other, or this is our best friend, this is our mother, this is our child, this is our, cousin, whatever it is, the people that you're close to, that you hold in your heart dearly. And then sometimes when it comes to yourself, you also carry burdens, number one, because you've been conditioned to say that, oh, I'm strong, I can handle this. Number two, not to ask for help. Number three, be ashamed to ask for help. Number four, sometimes you feel like you deserve it and you're like, I'll get through it. But regardless of if you feel like you punishing yourself, you think you deserve this or whatever it is, it's time to give it up. And this is what this card is saying. It's time to lighten the load. And whatever you're going through, or whatever, cues or messages that you're receiving, this is here to let you know that it's time to give it up. Okay? Now, if you selected card 2, this is for you. Past, present, and future. A lot of things are connected. These run simultaneously. You know, they teach you that the past is behind you, the present is now, and the future is in front of you. Now, if you dig deeper into your spiritual studies, you know that everything exists simultaneously. So even when they tell you in movies, they tell you in shows. So when you watch movies and shows and you see people traveling back in time, right? They tell you before you travel back in time, don't touch nothing. Don't let yourself see yourself. Don't let so and so see you. You know, don't mess up anything because you don't want to affect the present, which then in turn will affect the future, right? Because they all run simultaneously. How can you go back in the past if it's not existing? So it still exists. Everything runs concurrently. They run simultaneously, and everything affects everything. That's almost that. It reminds me of the universal law of all is one. Everyone is connected. Everything is connected. Okay. So keep in mind that this is a reading that I actually posted for today. If y'all go on my Instagram or on my TikTok or even on my Twitter, you'll see that the words that I expressed, which Spirit laid upon my heart, is the fact that what you do now and what you've done in the past affects now and the future. Everything is connected. And so, even if you so called made a mistake or you made a decision that has caused you to stumble, and even in my reading, I said, sometimes, you'll feel that you've taken a couple steps forward and then you'll end up stumbling back 50 steps. That's what it feels like, you know. And when that happens, it affects you currently and it can affect your future if you do not mitigate that or try to do what you need to do to be able to get back on course. And so, whatever you're going through right now, keep in mind that, and I don't want to burden you. This was the first card. I don't want to burden you. I don't want you to get scared, get anxiety, or anything like that. But you have to know, you have to be mindful. The more you know, the more is required. That's what they say. But the more you know, the better chance that you have at making better decisions. So now that you know that they all are coexisting at the same time, this will allow you to understand that, wow, the decisions that I make are very important. And I can't make just crass decisions. I can't make just, quick decisions. Now, there are some points in your life where you have to kind of think fast. And those are usually kind of like, smaller type situations. But when it comes to the bigger situations that affect your life, your livelihood, your safety, your stability, those are the things that you definitely need to take into consideration and really put thought into it before you make any type of major moves. Okay, so why is this happening to you? This is a reminder that your decisions greatly affect your present and your future. Okay. And if you have so happened to make some decisions that have negatively affected your present and your future, you always have the power to change it. It's not set in stone. So realize that, okay? Now, if you selected card 3, this is for you. This was actually in the reverse, and this is the truth. This is in reverse. This card came out. Now, if you're dealing with somebody or some situation where it's kind of blurry, it's kind of like in a gray area, this card is coming out to let you know that somebody is not being truthful to you. Somebody is lying in your face. Somebody is omitting the truth. Somebody just ain't right, okay? And this card came up. The devil is a lie and the truth ain't in him, okay? And that's exactly why this card came out, okay? You need to stand on business. Do not ignore your intuition. Some people say that gut feeling. What is it? Your whatever you call it, that energy that tells you, that reveals to you what truth really is. Sometimes people that are in your life, they try and gaslight you. They'll probably try and redirect you and be like, no, that's not it. That's not what you feeling. That's not what you think. And because you love that person and because you want the best, because you want to see the best in them, you will totally disregard common sense and your intuition and that gut feeling to go along with them just to temporarily keep the peace. But I'm going to tell you that temporary peace is nothing, okay? What I always say and what I pray and what I manifest in my visualizations and my meditations every morning, I ask the ancestors and my spirit team to always reveal truth to me, how it is and not how I want it to be. Because I don't want to be surprised. I'd rather be hurt temporarily now and know what's going on than to be blindsided or caught off guard and then truly have to pick myself up, my emotional state, my mental state off the ground and try and rebuild. I don't want to do that. Tell me the truth. So this card, why are you going through this? Spirit is saying somebody is not being truthful. So take a look, examine, figure out who that is, and handle your business accordingly. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.